What's going on, guys? Eric Allen, owner of Top Rated MMA. For this show, I had the pleasure of speaking with Dylin Drivdahl, who's fighting for the 145-pound title at Fusion Fight League on August 24th. He comes from the Lab out there in Arizona. Tough camp, tough warriors out there. This was a great show. Check it out.
Hey, dude, thank you again for taking time out of your morning and training to jump on a call with me real quick. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely.
You are fighting August 24th for Fusion Fight League against Johnson Nasona, right? And is it for the 145-pound title?
That's right.
Come on, man. And I mean, it's going to be such a great fight. Both of you guys bring just great records, huge warriors. How's training camp going?
It's going good, man. I've never been this confident leading up to a fight in a fight camp, just training with killers, man.
Yeah, you're at the Lab, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, and being based out of the Lab, you've got Sean O'Malley, Benson Henderson, Steven Seiler, tons of warriors out of that camp. How much confidence does that give you going into this camp? Going into this fight here?
Gives me a ton of confidence. Everybody's really taken me under their wing, and I've learned a lot from these guys. Even after getting my butt whooped by Ben, he'll pull me off to the side and be like, all right, we can do this, and this better.
Come on.
Pretty cool.
And how'd you make that transition from Montana down to the Lab there?
It's huge difference. It's a big sacrifice for sure. You're leaving your friends, your family, but it's so worth it because it's just the next level of competing and training and just the technique and all that. There's so much more to learn, and there's great teams in Montana, but nothing compared to what's going on down here.
Sure, absolutely. And looking at Tapology, they're not always correct, but it showed that you haven't fought since 2016. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's been a year since I fought, mainly because I wrestled my senior year, and then unfortunately I had a knee injury where I had to get surgery. So I had to heal up on that, and then when I moved here, my plan was just to train hard for the solid rest of that year and get really good for my last amateur fight.
Is this going to be your last amateur fight? I was going to ask when you're planning to go pro there.
You just have to keep following me, brother.
Okay, come on, man. That's awesome. I'm excited, man. That's awesome. Do you believe in the whole idea of ring rust, or do you feel that will be a factor in the fight?
No, not at all. I 100% don't believe that that's going to give me any problem at all. The way I've been training, how hard I feel like I've been the most, showing up and training just really hard.
How did you get into MMA? What made you decide that you wanted to go step in the cage there and start taking punches?
Well, in the small town of Montana where I'm from, there's not a whole lot for us youngsters to do except for go cause some trouble. Unfortunately, I was one of those kids, and then I was hanging out with another friend of mine who started training, and then he eventually brought me to the amateur team, and it was history from there.
Okay, awesome. And how'd you get the nickname the Dragon?
My amateur coach, Johnny Aho, he gave me that. He had this thing where when you train for long enough, you get your colors, which is the team logo, and then he gives you a fight name on the back, and that's where the Dragon came from.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Do you care if we do some rapid fire questions real quick on you, man?
Go for it.
All right, so if the fight happens, who wins, Brock Lesnar or Daniel Cormier?
Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, for sure.
Brock's a big dude, but I'm a huge fan of DC.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great knockout win for him this last weekend, man.
Right. It was hard to decide who was going to win that because I like them both. They're both really great fighters.
And do you have a favorite type of music or band that you listen to?
I like just about everything. I'm a small town kid, so country is one of my favorite. Hip hop. I don't listen to just a certain type of music. I'm kind of a fan of it all.
I've noticed you posted some pictures on Instagram and stuff. You have quite a few championship belts. How many belts do you actually own?
I have 3.
Okay.
One was for a catchweight belt in Fight Force with Brian Dietz, and the kid I beat he had the belt, and he had retained it a few times, so he was a top ranked champion before we fought. So I have one there, and then I have one with ICF, the one that I just fought for, the 135 belt. Unfortunately, I hit some growth spurts, so I won't be making that weight anymore. Okay. And then the 145 in Fight Force as well.
who has the cooler MMA glove blunt, Sean O'Malley or the Diaz brothers?
I think Shigs is cooler. Shigs is definitely sweeter. Yeah. I remember
That's
when he
awesome.
got those, he was so jacked. I was living with him at the time, actually, when he got those gloves, but I'd go for the Shigs gloves.
That's awesome. Well, hey, I also wanted to give you an opportunity to give a shout out to coaches, sponsors, anybody like that, and make sure they get out on the video as well.
Absolutely. I'd like to give a shout out for Shug and Tim. They really opened the door for me at the MMA Lab, and Shug and I actually trained on the same amateur team before I moved down, and he's just
Nice.
always been a huge part of my career. Demetrius Johnson, he's somebody who's really been helping me with sponsor and keeping this whole thing going, making sure that I have everything that I need leading up to this camp. I have a bunch of other sponsors. There's Kyle Nelson with Dermaworks. He's a huge part of Shug and I's career. John Crouch, the whole MMA team, or MMA Lab, we're really just killing it down there. There's going to be some superstars coming from the lab. The world doesn't know what's coming.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what is coming, and when you make that pro debut, we'll keep an eye on you for sure, man. It's an honor to talk to you, and excited to see you go to battle there next month, man. Thank you again for your time. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much for watching the show today. Really appreciate it. Please subscribe to our channel. Give us a like and follow on social media. Any of the purchases and the profits made through TopRatedMMA.com, we're able to give 25% of the profits to Hire Heroes USA, which helps veterans transition into the workplace. We also donate 5% of all of our profits to Fightbook MMA's fighter sponsorship program. Check them out, Fightbook MMA. Thank you again for all the support. Really appreciate it.
I can hear sirens, dispatching of a tyrant.